In this video we are going to see about the cornea. First let's see about the anatomy itself of cornea. This cornea is a transparent avascular glass-like structure. Okay, it forms the anterior 1/6 of the outer fibrous coat of fiber, whereas the remaining 5/6 formed by the sclera. Why it is remaining as a transparent? Because it contains no uh, it contains only parallel fibrous tissue, no other collagen or things. Then it is not supplied by any, so it is avascular. Okay, any blood supply. So next point, dimensions. There is anterior surface, posterior surface. Okay, the thickness of the cornea is very 0.5 to 0.6 millimeter. Okay, at the center and periphery it is 1.2 millimeter. Okay, so you can say 0.5 to 1.2 millimeter at center. This is at periphery. Then radius of curvature. Okay, the central 5 millimeter area of cornea forms the powerful refracting surface of the eye. You can hear that the refractive index of the cornea is about 1.376. Okay, then if someone asks what is the power of the cornea, it is 45 diopters, whereas the total power of eye is 60 diopters. You can say 58 to 60, it can vary. So 42 to 45 for cornea and the remaining 16 for a lens. Okay, so cornea is more refractive power than the lens. Okay, then histology. Okay, this cornea is made up of 6 layers. First, before the identification of 6 layer, there are only 5 layers. Okay, now there are 6 layers. The new layer is the new layer. Okay, first is the epithelium, is the outermost surface. It has the stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, this, okay, let's see the structure. This is the epithelium. It contains stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, then the deepest layer contains formed of columnar epithelium. This then there comes the Bowman's membrane. Okay, then comes the stroma, which is the largest part. Okay, then remember, this is first layer, second, third. This is not the fourth one. This is the fourth layer. Fifth, then sixth, because it is identified last, so it is known as sixth layer. So there are totally 6 layers in cornea. Okay, when say about the Bowman's membrane, it consists of a cell of condensed collagen fibrils. Okay, condensed collagen fibrils are present in the Bowman's membrane. Very important part. This epithelium, this endothelium, once degenerated, can't form. So there are totally about 3,000 cells per millimeter cube. Okay, in adults. Okay, this do not proliferate. Very important, but not proliferate in the vessel. So if any loss is there, it cannot be replaced. Okay, so it's very important, endothelium. Then there is stroma, which is a 90% of total thickness, contains type 1 fibrillate, type 4 collagen, then pre-dismal membrane or coarduous layer. Okay, this epithelium with Bowman's and endothelium with desmans are closely attached. Okay, then let's go into the blood supply of this cornea. It's avascular structure. Okay, but a small dose derived from the anterior vessels involved in periphery for about just 1 millimeter. Okay, then you can think, if it's no blood supply, then how it's to come from? It's to come from the air. Okay, through diffusion, and also from the anterior chamber. Okay, then the nerve supply, during sleep, it comes from the lid margins. Okay, lid margins, through this anterior ciliary vessels, it can separate the oxygen. Then nerve supply of the cornea is through anterior ciliary nerves. Okay, branch of ophthalmic division of the trigeminal nerve. Okay, then let's go into the physiology part of the cornea. There are just 2 primary physiological functions: act as a major refractive medium, then to protect the intraocular contents. Okay, cornea performs this function by maintaining its transparency, and transparency is very important, and dehydration is also very important property of the cornea. Okay, let's see about the corneal transparency. The arrangement of this corneal lamellae is a major thing for the transparency. Okay, Then peculiar refractive index, avascularity, dehydration. Yes, as I said, very very important part. This dehydration is maintained by two mechanisms, pump mechanism, okay, another mechanism, okay. Then it contains main intraocular pressure, okay. And then let's go into the metabolism of cornea. A source of nutrients or solutes from enteromer through simple diffusion from the aqueous humor. Then oxygen is different from the air through the tear film undertaken by the epithelium. Therefore, corneal hypoxia may occur with the overwear of contact lenses cause hypoxia. There is no air, okay. Then some oxygen may reach a superficial layer of cornea and deeper corneal layers through aqueous humor. So endothelium requires oxygen over metabolic activities. It's very important, okay. Endothelium is a very important cell and it requires oxygen. Then like other tissue, the epithelium can metabolize glucose aerobically and both anaerobically into carbon dioxide and water, okay. Then let's come into the congenital abnormalities of cornea. First is size and shape. First is the macrocornea, in which normal diameter of cornea is about 11.7 millimeter, or you can say 12 millimeter. If the cornea is more than 13 millimeter or above after the age of 2 years, this is normal adult size. This is the birth size. So if the size of cornea is more than or equal to 13 millimeter after 2 years, then the condition is known as megalocornea, okay. Then the features include it is clear with a normal thickness vision, the condition not progressive. This is associated with conditions like Marfan syndrome, Apert, Ehlers-Danlos and Down syndrome. Differential diagnoses include you can suspect ophthalmos, that is condition of IOP is raised, the eyeball is enlarged as a whole. The enlarged cornea is associated with the central peripheral clouding, okay. Then keratoglobus, you can suspect in this condition there is thinning and excessive protrusion of cornea. It protrudes outer, okay. It seems so enlarged, but its diameter is usually normal. Then another condition is microcornea, okay. So when this you can see clinical pictures. When this cornea is large, okay, it can increase the size, so it can be myopic. So these patients will be myopic due to increased eyeball size, and there will be increased axial length, okay. Then microcornea include the horizontal diameter is less than 10 millimeter. After 2 years it is less than equal to 10 millimeter, then this is known as microcornea. So associated anomaly is nanophthalmos, normal small eyeball itself is normal, or microphthalmos abnormal small eyeball, okay. Normal everything tests are normal, but here abnormal small eyeball. Then cornea planosis is a rare anomaly in which bilaterally cornea is comparatively flat since birth, okay. It's flat, not as in curvature, it's very flat. Let me associate with the microcornea. Cornea plana usually results in marked astigmatic defective error. Okay, what is astigmatism? Astigmatism is a condition caused due to any alternation in the change of any one of the axis of the cornea. Both the axes need to be in equal length so that the normal curvature is maintained. If there is any change in the curvature of the cornea, like this one become this like this, so this will cause a condition known as astigmatism, which is a blurring of vision, and the image can be focused in the eye. Different images will be formed, different parts of image will be formed. Then anomalies of corneal transparency, okay. Congenital condition which corneal transparency, so some conditions like anti-embryotoxin, and then posterior embryotoxin, congenital corneal opacity, sclerocornea, derma usually occur in limbus and neuron, okay. Then we won't go through this, and next we go to the inflammations of the cornea. The inflammation of the cornea is known as keratitis. This characterized by corneal edema, very very important part. Corneal edema is seen in keratitis. Then cellular infiltration and ciliary congestion is also very important. Then it is difficult to classify as in a group to each and every keratitis. So how can you classify is based on etiological classification, okay. You can say as ulcerative keratitis, You can classify on the species ulcerative and ulcerative. Then you can classify based on the etiology, like infective, allergic, trophic. Then infective, that comes bacterial, viral, fungal, chlamydial, protozoal, spirochetal. So this classification is morphological, this is etiological. Okay, let's discuss the each topic separate. Okay, first let's go into the we can first small ulcerative keratitis. Okay, corneal ulcerative keratitis may be first of all, ulcer may be defined as a discontinuation in any epithelial layer. Here it's corneal ulcer defined as discontinuation in normal epithelial surface of cornea associated with necrosis of surrounding corneal tissue. Okay, characterized by edema and cellular infiltration. Edema and cellular infiltration is very important here. When you are studying conjunctiva, there congestion and discharge is a very important characteristics. Likewise here keratitis, the edema and cellular infiltration is very important part. First we'll see about the infective characters. First is the bacterial corneal ulcer. Okay, being the cornea is exposed to human atmosphere and hence prone to infected easily. Okay, there's a major defense mechanism, but during some unfortunate conditions this got affected when the lysozyme, beta lysine and other protective proteins are not working or any defect. So any local differences jeopardized, local predisposed disease or host immunity compromised, like HIV, diabetes mellitus, then virulent organism. Okay, there are two main factors in production of virulent corneal ulcer: damage to the corneal epithelium and infection of the eroded area. However, following three passages can invade intact corneal epithelium and produce ulceration. Okay, without perforation in an intact corneal epithelium, these three can produce ulceration, like Neisseria gonorrhoeae, Corynebacterium diphtheria, Neisseria meningitis produce keratitis. Then let's see about the features of the corneal epithelial damage. Okay, there will be it occurs in conditions like corneal abrasion due to a foreign body, okay, or a trauma. Then epithelial drying in xerosis or dry eye, there will be epithelial drying there. Then necrosis in keratomalacia. Then desquamation seen in bullous keratopathy. You have to study about that, I don't know. Then epithelial damage due to trophic changes in neuroparalytic keratitis, epithelial damage. Okay, then the source of infection, exogenous infection, most of corneal infection is from the exogenous sources like congenital sac, lacrimal sac, foreign body, vegetative material, and waterborne airborne infections. Okay, then from the ocular tissue itself, disease from conjunctiva spread is into corneal epithelium. Okay, those are sclerotostoma. Then you will track to endothelial of cornea. So from the nearby surface you can also get infected. Then causative organism, when we see most common cause of organism is the, let's say, staphylococcus is the species Staphylococcus epidermis. Streptococcus pneumoniae is the most common cause. It produces a special bacteria known as hypopyon corneal ulcers. Whereas all these bacteria also produce hypopyon. This particular pneumococcus is named as hypopyon corneal ulcer. Then gram-negative cocci like Neisseria species. Then gram-positive like Corynebacterium species, Bacillus cereus. Then Clostridium cereus species. Then gram-negative bacilli like Pseudomonas, Enterobacterius, all families. Then Moraxella. Then actinomyces is a filamentous bacteria. There are only two, actinomyces and Nocodia. Both of them are causes this keratitis. Then Mycobacterium also will cause keratitis. Okay, the common one is the Staphylococcus, Pseudomonas, Streptococcus, then Enterobacteriaceae, Neisseria causes. Neisseria is very important. Okay, then okay, as you see in the produce ulceration without epithelial damage. Then Pathogenesis, pathology of corneal ulcer. Once the damage is invented with offending agents, there are 4 stages, namely stage of progressive infiltration, stage of active ulceration, stage of regression, stage of cicatrization. You can see diagrams here. You can see the stage of progressive infiltration. It's infiltrating progressively in the cornea. Then stage of active ulceration. Then the stage of regression, start to regress. Then the stage of cicatrization, completely resolved. Okay, these are the 4 stage explanations of progressive infiltration, stage of active ulceration. Okay, there may be necrosis in the spot, sloughing of the epithelium in the spot. Here there will be lymphocyte involvement or other neutrophil involvement in infiltration of nuclear cells. Then during this stage, active ulceration, hyperemia will be there. Ulceration progress further bilateral. Okay, then stage of regression. Okay, natural host defense tries to ready the body. Okay, yeah, line of demarcation develops around the ulcer and it starts to heal. Okay, ulcer begins to heal and the epithelium starts growing over the edges. You can see edges starts to grow. Then stage of cicatrization, the stage healing continues to progressive epithelialization. Progressive epithelialization occurs here. Fibrous tissue also formed, containing partly become fibroblast and endothelial cells by the new vessels. Okay, next we are going to see about the pathology of perforated corneal ulcer. Perforation of corneal ulcer occurs when the ulcerative process deepens and reaches up to Descemet's membrane. Okay, when it reaches the Descemet membrane, it really causes perforation. You can see this. Only the endothelium is there. This Descemet membrane is got sloughened. Okay, this membrane is tough and bulges out as desmetocele. If this membrane can, if it perforates totally, everything drains out over this. So this membrane will be very tough. So this descemet membrane will produce a bulging. You can see bulging and desmetocele here. Then it can occur as a part of exhaustion and some patients like coughing, sneezing, staining. Okay, then the pathology of sloughing of corneal ulcer and formation of anterior staphyloма. When the infective agent is highly virulent or body resistance very low, the whole cornea sloughens with the exception of narrow rim at the margin and total collapse of iris occurs. Okay, when there is opening or perforation in the cornea, so this iris tries to come here and close this perforation. So this is the process happening here. This is known as pseudocornea. So this is a pseudocornea. This iris part common encloses the prolapse of cornea, encloses the perforation. Okay, so let's see about the clinical features of this bacterial keratitis. Broadly, bacterial ulcers may manifest as purulent. Okay, purulent corneal ulcer without hypopion or hypopion corneal ulcer. Hypopion is nothing but a collection of pus cells, collection of purulent cells. We can say purulent cells. In this bacterial keratitis, it is sterile. Okay, it is sterile. Okay, then the same symptoms. Due to the pain and fungal sensation due to mechanical effects of the lids. Okay, the lids may cause this mechanical effect in the ulcer, so it may cause pain. There may be watering from the due to reflex hyperlacrimation. Okay, to heal this ulcer, excess water tries to come to that ulcer, so this causes watering. Then there will be photophobia. Photophobia is nothing but intolerance to normal light. Okay, intolerance normal due to stimulation of things. Then blurred will be there, then redness will be there. Okay, in every corn in everything in keratitis or ulcer. Okay, you need to remember about 5 clinical features. Okay, what are they? First is the redness, then there is pain, then there is photophobia, then